Let's talk about the Federal Employee Retirement System, or the FERS pension basic annuity calculation. How much are you going to earn in retirement pension after separating or retiring as a federal employee? Some career fields within the federal government sector have a higher retirement formula than the rest under special provisions, like if you're a member of Congress. What about buying back your military years? How do those years apply to your FERS pension calculation? If you're brand new to my channel, my name is Sai and welcome. I'm going to answer as many questions as I can about your FERS pension calculation. If you have any additional questions, just put them in the comment section down below. So first, let's talk about your basic annuity for non-disability retirements. Your FERS annuity is based on your length of service and high 3 average salary. So those 3 years are usually your final 3 years of service within the federal government, unless you got a demotion. And it doesn't include your overtime or specialty pay. It's just your basic salary. You get 1% of your high 3 average salary for each year of service if you retire under the age of 62 or age 62 or older with less than 20 years of service. You get the extra 0.1% or 1.1% of your high 3 average salary if you retire at age 62 or older with 20 years or more in service. Let me give you an example. Let's say you retire at age 62 as a GS-12 with let's say 20 years of service, and your high 3 average salary is $100,000. You'll multiply $100,000 by 20 years of service and then multiply it by 1.1% because you retired at age 62 and with over 20 years of service. Then that equals to $22,000 a year in gross annual pension, or $1,833 a month. Another example is if you retire at age 50 as a GS-12 with 18 years of service and your high 3 average salary is $100,000. You'll multiply $100,000 by 18 years of service and then multiply it by 1% because you retired under the age of 62 with under 20 years of service. Then that equals to $18,000 a year in gross annual pension, or $1,500 a month. Is it worth waiting until you're 62 to retire? It will depend entirely on your health, financial situation, and your promotion. And you should also consider your high 3 average salary or pay during the final years of your career. Are you going from step 6 to step 7 to have enough for your high 3 average? Are you moving to a new job position, and let's say going from GS-13 to GS-14 or 15, that will get you on a higher pay scale? These are the conversations you need to have with your family or yourself before you decide to apply for retirement. The earliest you can collect your FERS pension is at age 62 with at least 5 years of service, and it's age 60 with 20 years of service. However, you can also do what's called an MRA, or minimum retirement age, when you're 57 years old, born in or after 1970. So under the MRA, with at least 10 years of service but less than 30 years of service, your pension would be reduced by 5% every year that you're under age 62. Some people use that if they have other streams of passive income. However, if you're at your MRA with over 30 years of service, then you can start collecting your FERS pension without any deductions and regardless of your age. For example, if you start your federal employment at age 25 and you retire at age 55 after 30 years, then you can start collecting your pension at age 55. If your high 3 average is $150,000 after 30 years with 1% computation, that's $45,000 a year in gross pension income. If you retire at age 62, then your pension income with a 1.1% computation will be about $50,000 a year. By the way, you can get our free financial independence resources by visiting firesidechat.com/contact. You can also check out the Fireside Chat shop if you're looking to start your own YouTube channel, and I have all of my equipment at firesidechat.com/shopping. You can even buy back your military time if you served in the military and add that to your FERS retirement calculation. You can skip to the next chapter of this video if you're not looking to buy back your military time. Under FERS, you can retire earlier by buying back your years of service in the military and increasing your pension. If you did 6 years of military service and 20 years of federal service, then that's 26 years of total service that you can apply towards your first retirement. The cost to buy back your military time is actually really cheap, and let me show you how it works. The formula to calculate your military buyback is your total military basic pay multiplied by 3%. Your basic pay does not include BAS, BAH, flight pay, bonuses, or any other specialty pay. So for example, if you served honorably for 10 years in the military service and you earned a total of $350,000 total in those 10 years, then you would need to pay $10,500 to buy back your federal retirement time. However, you need to pay that within a certain timeline dictated by FERS before you start paying interest on it. And right now, I believe it's a 3-year grace period, but that could be changed at any time. If I were you, I would pay it as soon as possible because the interest rates could cost you a lot more. If you're already collecting a military retirement, then you're not eligible to buy back your military time. However, if you went to the military academy for 4 years, then you could buy back those 4 years to your federal service because they didn't apply to your military retirement. If you're a member of the Guard or Reserve in the Armed Forces and you want to serve both in the military and for the federal government at the same time, then you could collect both military and first retirement when you become eligible. And if you transfer from active duty to a Guard or Reserve and you're still serving in the Guard or Reserve components right now, you could still buy back your active duty time and continue to serve in the Guard or Reserve and eventually collect both military retirement and the first retirement. In order to get your past military earnings, you'll need to fill out a Form RI 2097 Estimated Earnings During Military Service Request form for each service you served. So if you were in the Army and the Air Force, you need to request 2 forms. You'll need to attach your DD-214s to the letter to verify your service, and then mail it to the DFAS headquarters, and I will link their information in the description below. Just keep in mind that you need to get the latest address or link before you mail it because they're always subject to change. After you get the earnings paperwork back, then you just need to turn it into your HR department and they'll tell you how much you owe. Simple, right? By the way, if you need help with your personal finances like budget, savings, and investments, you can schedule a free one-on-one 20-minute financial coaching session by visiting firesightchat.com/coaching. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're eligible to retire under one of the following special provisions. If you're an air traffic controller, firefighter, law enforcement officer, or nuclear materials courier, whatever that means, then you could get 1.7% of your high 3 average salary within your 20 years of service and 1% of your high 3 average salary exceeding 20 years of your service. These rules also apply to members of Congress or congressional employees or any combination of the two with at least 5 years of service. And if you're married, you're going to have what's called survivor benefits unless your spouse specifically consents to your election of less than a full survivor annuity. If you pass away as a federal employee with at least 18 months of credible federal service, then the surviving spouse can get a survivor annuity if the spouse has been married to you for at least 9 months. There's a survivor benefit for military retirement and Social Security retirement. And if you want to read more about the FERS survivor benefits, you should check out the OPM website, and I'll put the link in the description below. Keep in mind that your first pension is taxable. So the numbers I showed you are all gross pension income. You might even elect to pay for the Federal Employee Health Benefits, or FEHB, after retirement and the survivor benefits. So your net pension payments could be a lot lower than your gross pension income. This is why it's extremely important to not just rely on your first pension during your retirement. In my other videos, I've talked about how you can invest in your TSP and Roth IRA to supplement your pension income. Let's be completely honest here, and $40,000 a year in pension is not going to be enough for your retirement. Not right now anyway. Your TSP and your TSP employer match alone could fund your other $40,000 a year if you have $1 million invested. You could have another $40,000 a year from your Roth IRA tax-free if you have at least $1 million invested. It is entirely possible for a federal employee to retire as a millionaire or multimillionaires if you consistently save and invest for your retirement. And if you want to know more about how to invest in your TSP and Roth IRA, be sure to check out these 2 videos. So with that said, I appreciate you watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good one.